Hi, I'm Andy Speechley. I'm going to show you one or two essential things you need to know about using the Dignity Commode. The first thing that has to be done the first time you use it is the pump has to be primed, as with all pumps. To do that, you take the little filter off the end of the pipe, and using this little bottle, you force water up the tube. This only has to be done the first time you use the Commode, not every time. And when you've filled that tube, you can put the filter back on and pop the filter into the reservoir, and then put the reservoir into its housing like that. The electronic bidet unit draws its water from the reservoir at the side, and it also has a sensor on the seat which stops it from being used or from being able to be used if nobody's sitting on it. I'm going to fool that sensor with my hand there now just to demonstrate the unit working to you. When I press this button over here, the nozzle cleans itself before and after use. This is for hygiene reasons, of course. What you're seeing now is the jet of water coming up and doing its cleansing work, and when you press the button again, you'll see that it moves up and down to cleanse a wider area. You can stop the process at any time. As soon as you press the stop button, the nozzle will retract, and if you look closely, you can see it self-cleanse once more. Now, when you press the dry button, the little flap at the side of the nozzle opens up, and warm air blows across the patient to dry them gently and cleanly without anybody else having to do that particular job for them. This is the remote control for the Dignity Commode. As you can see, the buttons are self-explanatory. There's a stop button which stops any of the actions when you want it to stop. The cleansing button, this one here, is the one you normally press for normal cleansing. And if you press it a second time, it will cause the douche arm to move around a little bit. The bidet button causes the douche arm to come out a good deal further. And the dry button, obviously, is the one that you press when you want the warm air to open up and come and dry you. These two buttons at the top enable you to adjust the position of the douche arm for your particular needs. The bottom buttons here control the temperature of the water and the temperature of the drying. Simply by pressing the low or the high, you can raise those temperatures in relation to these little lights in the bottom part of the panel. The remote control is the essential real control panel for the Dignity Commode. When it comes to emptying the Dignity, some considerable thought went into the design of the potty and the access for it, because of course instead of just having a normal little bit of waste, you've also got up to 2 litres of water as well to deal with. It would make it much harder for anybody, a carer, to draw the potty out from underneath on a cantilevered lift. So we designed this wonderful potty which has an extraordinary feature, and let me show you. When the seat is lifted and just pushed back, this patented potty lid fits over the top of the potty like that and enables it to be lifted vertically on a vertical lift like a bucket, which is much safer, and it also has the wonderful feature of enabling us to cover the waste as it's removed from sight, and that's a much more dignified way of seeing your waste taken away from a room. In addition, for hygiene reasons, you may wish to use this disposable bag with this liner, the absorbent liner, which goes inside and which will turn the liquids into solids for much easier disposal. Wash hands and put on gloves and protective clothing for cleaning. Please refer to your PPE requirements and follow the manufacturer's recommendations for dismantling the Commode whilst cleaning. Using appropriate detergent wipe or dampened cloth, pump 2 squirts of gel onto it. This makes the cloth sporicidal. Scrunch the cloth so that the gel is evenly distributed, and wipe clean the Commode, working from the outside in. Starting at the highest point, clean the legs and the frame and the feet, and clean the wheels, and finishing with the pan. Reapply gel if required. Remove your gloves and apron and discard with the used cloth to clinical waste.